Wow. This is the collab I wanted to do since I first found your
Two
channel.
Billies.
Billy A and Billy B.
Or Korean Billy.
Korean Billy,
Yeah.
and I have to be American Billy today.
Annyeong! Welcome back to another episode of Glass with Billy. Today, I'm with Billy.
I can't do
Oh my
this.
God.
Hello, I'm here today with Korean Billy.
안녕하세요.
If you've ever been looking for my videos and you type in like, oh, Billy Korean, you've probably seen this guy's channel before and thought like, who is this guy? Like, and he teaches dialects, not just any dialect, English dialects.
Right. Like Scouse.
Yeah, Scouse, that's
Geordie.
right. I think your Scouse video was one of the first ones that I really liked.
That breakfast was awesome, mate. That breakfast was boss lah.
You lived in England and you learned all these like crazy different types of dialects. So Billy had, it's funny I'm saying Billy. So Korean Billy teaches different English dialects and his videos are really funny. He's, of course, Korean. So I just think that's hilarious that he's teaching English dialect. But maybe some Korean people think something similar when they see me because like I'm an American guy teaching Korean. So they might think like, what's this American guy doing teaching Korean?
Right.
I've told people online that I do YouTube and they ask, oh, what's your channel name? So I tell them, oh, well, it's, go Billy Korean. And they say, Korean Billy? I love your videos. I just say, oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks. That's me, Korean Billy.
There are also some British people who try to learn like Korean language. So they also ask me if I know you, and I said yes, and they found it really confused because the two Billies know each other.
Are there a lot of Koreans who are interested in learning like British English as well?
British English itself, yes. I think more and more Korean people are thinking of like going to the UK for study or for work. When Korean people watch my British dialect videos, they find it really confused, but they find it interesting as well, so.
I made a couple Korean dialect videos too, and the reason I wanted to make my first video was actually after I had watched your dialect video.
Right.
I thought, if he could do it, I can do it.
And I watched yours.
Really?
Yeah, and that was really impressive. Yeah, like that.
But we both like teaching dialects and think that they're really
Yeah.
fun to learn.
Yeah, at least we are both language geeks, you know.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite dialect?
Like among British dialects, I think my favorite one would be Scouse, which is the Liverpool dialect. I went to the UK as an exchange student. My classmates were just Scousers, Liverpool people. So I just like asked them like what kind of accent that was, and I just tried to learn that. That kind of made me really into British dialects, and I feel like really comfortable speaking in the Liverpool dialect as well.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
How did you learn the dialect? I don't imagine there would be like textbooks for learning
Right.
dialects in
Yeah.
any language, really.
Yeah, there isn't even like dialect dictionary. I just tried to pick up their intonation and accent and words really, really carefully. So I just kept listening to them all the time. And suddenly I just started to pick up a few like words, like specific dialect words and intonation. So I kind of like managed to mimic them. And after that, I just tried to actually talk to them. And that really helps me to actually learn a British dialect.
Most people on my channel, they're learning Korean and they're only learning Pyeonjuno, like the standard
right.
Korean. If someone was learning a dialect, do you think that would help their Korean? Like, did you think that learning that dialect helped your regular English as well or not?
Academically, it doesn't really help me like to improve my English, but finding out different dialects also made me more into that language because I found out that, oh wow, this language is really like exciting, and learning different dialects also really helps me to like get really close to local people, because that really helps me to like start a conversation very easily. When I say like a few
Yeah.
like local phrases, they find it really interesting and they just open to me.
Right.
Yeah, because they really love it. So I think learning Korean dialects be also really like helpful for you to get close to other like Korean people. If you know a few like Busan phrases, maybe you can use them to like start a conversation with Busan people,
Yeah.
right? And they will absolutely love it. They will kind of like get really interested in like you and like start a conversation very easily. So I think that would help you for like ice breaking. So I think that is absolutely like helpful.
Yeah, it can sometimes be really difficult to first start a conversation with a Korean.
Right.
And for people practicing, a lot of Korean conversations are like, 안녕하세요, 반갑습니다. 저는 빌리라고 합니다. Pretty much the same thing over and over
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
But I guess if you were to throw in some like dialect, 모하면, or I don't know, whatever you could think about, or something like really specific to the place where that person might be from, I think they're gonna really open up to you. They'll think like,
Right.
oh, this person not only cares about my language, but also cares about me, where I'm from. And that could get you like a nice icebreaker into a conversation.
Yeah, easily become friends.
Yeah, because having Korean friends is really important for being able to practice the language, someone that you can speak with. But we're not only here just to talk about dialects and stuff. I also wanted your insight as someone who's also had to learn a foreign language. What kind of tips would you have for somebody who's learning Korean? What was helpful for you?
Keep studying is the most important thing, I would say, because you could get interested in like learning Korean and you could just learn Korean for about like 2 or 3 months, but that doesn't really help you to practically improve your Korean language. I think that time is just, the time when you get familiar with the Korean language. You should at least study like Korean for about 2 years. After that, you will be able to like speak in Korean language and properly use Korean language. But at the same time, to keep like learning that, you should get really interested in Korean culture as well. Korean language belongs to Korean culture, right?
Yeah.
So if you get interested in Korean culture, you naturally get interested in Korean language as well, and you'll just keep exploring more about just Korean stuff. Find out like what kind of parts of about Korea you like, and just fall in love with that. In the end, you'll be like fluent in Korean language.
You actually answered the next question I was gonna ask. Most people who study Korean will study very casually for just a month or so or 2 months, and they give up right away. So you're mentioning, just keep going. What's something that could get them to keep going after that 2 or 3 months? And you brought up a good point. Find something that you're interested in related to Korean. I always recommend people get pen pals or some friends they can talk with, because that's also something that can motivate them or help them to keep going.
And that's a lot of fun. It's like trying to be Olympian within like 3 months actually, after starting a certain sport. So that would take like much time.
So then, what kind of things for studying Korean would you recommend people focus on?
Like for Korean, there are many different parts, right? Like pronunciation, like vocabulary, grammar, right? I think for pronunciation and for like conversational Korean, many people already know, but like watching Korean drama and watching Korean films would be very, very helpful. Like Korean textbooks are quite like far from the real Korean. They're like conversation examples are rather like too formal.
Kind of like, like
too
robotic.
proper. But you also have to learn very basic form of Korean,
Right.
like with that textbook as well.
But not only from that.
Yeah, but if you really want to properly use that in the real life, you also have to like learn the real conversational Korean. And if you want to do that, you can watch Korean dramas and films where you can really hear real Korean accent and pronunciation and intonation and real words. And at the same time, like grammar is really, really important because like for every language, grammar is like the fundamentals and like foundation of a language. You should like properly make your foundation first and then build up your language fluency.
Right. In contrast, I know a lot of people who will focus on just only doing like talking with Korean people, but they don't have any sort of foundation. So every sentence they make, you can kind of understand it, but it will be kind of a mess. So yeah, you need both a basic foundation for grammar and real Korean on top of that.
Yeah, I think like language is such a like multi-dimensional one. There isn't only one part when it comes to a language, so you should learn a foreign language with different dimensions and different angles, grammar and pronunciation.
Culture also that you mentioned.
Yeah. Korean people don't know every single American celebrity, so sometimes they can't really understand the lyrics of pop songs, right? Some lyrics say she is as beautiful as Gwen Stefani,
and then you don't understand why is that important?
Is Gwen Stefani? So it's really, really important to get to know that cultural thing as well. Every month, new Korean phrases just pop up from TV shows. There used to be a phrase which is great, and that was a really, really popular phrase in Korea.
Great. Why was great popular?
Great in Korean way. People just say great.
Yeah.
There was a really popular TV show, and the presenter used that great expression to just for just approval, expression of just approval. So great. That phrase was just everywhere.
My friend recommended me to watch a Korean podcast, and the presenter would always say "stupid" or something like that. So I also heard
he was the guy who did
the same guy for great.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
Stupid.
He also
and
said
great.
he also said stupid. A couple other things.
Yeah, that was the opposite one. Stupid and great.
I personally don't enjoy lots of Korean dramas and shows, but sometimes I will still watch variety shows or the news or stuff like that, just because I don't want to be out of the loop. I want to know what's going on as well in Korea. So thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much.
If you guys want to check out his channel, I definitely recommend it. I also subscribe to his channel as well. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.
안녕.